As the summer season slowly comes to an end, oh my gosh, wipe the tears from your eyes. It is a good idea to check in on those finances. You might be feeling the repercussions of your spending in the last few months. You're not alone. Let's call it a summer financial hangover. Financial overindulgence can leave us feeling stressed and even overwhelmed when bills are due. For tips on how to recover from this hangover, we've got Jessoca Perrone, HerFinIQ founder, back in studio with us. Thanks so much for taking the time here with us, Jessoca. I mean, look, yeah, spending hangover, but it was fun. It was fun, I guess, while we executed the spending, but now it's the accountability and the accounting afterwards.
Right.
So where do people need to begin? You had 6 tips for this. Let's boil it down to 3, though.
Sure, absolutely, and you're absolutely right, but I'd almost use the word epic, right? Sometimes we had an epic time. I don't know, do people even use that word anymore? Or am I like really?
For today, we'll use it, yeah.
Okay, we'll use it for today. Well, the first thing that you can do is really look at your spending. Where did that money go? You're seeing the credit card statement, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, where did it go? So really looking into your credit card statements, your bank statements, and kind of gauge where that money went. And then the next thing you want to do once you've sort of looked at where it went is start thinking to the future. So we want to start a spending journal if we're the type of person that likes to put down to a pen and a paper and actually learn that way. Or there's some great apps out there as well. Mint just became Credit Karma, and that is a great online tracking app.
Okay, and then also paying down debt here.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
yes.
when we're talking about paying down debt, it's never fun to really kind of brainstorm and think about that, but highly beneficial.
Absolutely.
As you're able to carve away with it. What's the planning that you would advise people go forward with there?
So the first thing to think about with debt is good debt versus bad debt. And bad debt is typically your high interest credit card debt. And the best way to really look at this, I mean, there's a couple ways to do it, but one of the number one ways that I like to recommend to my clients is to really sort your credit cards by interest rates and tackle those ones with the highest interest rate first.
Okay, so as we're thinking about how people can be budgeting, for investors out there as well that are trying to figure out, okay, where is it wise for me to be looking at the market, sensing opportunities versus budgeting and still sitting on some cash, how should they be setting goals? What's the checklist that they should be working through there?
Absolutely. So you're so right. You can budget for savings, you can budget for credit card debt, and you can also budget for investing. And that's all part of your budgeting worksheet, really where you're going to be putting your money. And that's what a budget is. It is telling your money where to go as opposed to wondering where it went.
Absolutely. And then just lastly, I was taking a look at your website, and you have a blog up on this right now talking about the holiday. And I mean, my goodness, we're at the end of August, and we're also already needing to think about budgeting for the holidays. And we were speaking actually with AAA about this and what the anticipations are going into that. You know, as you're just getting your broader sense of where prices could move, how people need to be budgeting for the holidays, what's your advice, your guidance there?
Absolutely, and people think I'm crazy when I talk about budgeting for the holidays right now, but really this is the time to start creating your budget, and the best way to do it is one of 2 ways. The first one is kind of look at your spending from last year. You know, what did you spend on gifts? What did you spend on travel? Even what did you spend on new outfits for those holiday parties, right?
Jeez.
Yeah, and then going forward, you know, kind of approximate where you want to spend it this year. Yeah. So that's kind of where you want to go with your holiday budget, and then figure out how much you need to spend, what's the shortfall, and how much you need to spend and put away on a weekly basis leading up to the holidays.
Yeah, all right. I'm not buying any more ugly sweaters for these Christmas parties or these holiday parties anymore. I'm just going to ask a Dallas Cowboys fan if I can borrow one. Oh, zinger. Anyway, Jessoca Perrone, thanks so much for taking the time here on the day.
Thank you so much for having me.
HerFinIQ founder joining us here on set. All right, well, speaking of the NFL season kicks off next Thursday night when the Baltimore Ravens face off against the reigning Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City